I'm here today to talk about helping us as paramedics with your rule number or house number if you live in a rural area or in town. We're finding it lately that rural numbers aren't being looked after, and as a single operator driving to an emergency, trying to locate a rural number on the side of the road can be very difficult, especially when rural numbers have been not maintained by the property owner. We're finding that the numbers have faded. The pole that the real number's on has been knocked over by a slasher, or they're overgrown with grass or other vegetation, which makes it very difficult to locate an address. The same with in town. A lot of people don't realise that we can't find their house number, and we take some time locating a street trying to find a house number, so then we can work our way down or up to try and find your address. So just keep it in mind that we need to be able to visibly see your rule number and house number, and it needs to be seen from the street. So I can't tell you which size to get, but if you go out and have a look on the street and see if you can see your house number. I find living in the country, rural numbers is really important, and it can really save your life. I've got a story which really is important to me because I was a single operator going to a person in cardiac arrest. It was a young person. So I was given the address with the rural number. And there's nothing worse driving down the street and I'm working up the rural numbers to try and find the address. And the next number I find on the rural number is one that's further along the street than I should be. So I get a real sinking feeling knowing that someone's doing CPR on a person. And somewhere between the last rural number and this one I found is a house somewhere. So I had to turn around and go back, and eventually I found the rural number, which had been knocked over by a slasher and in the vegetation. The actual road to the house was not a road that you'd notice that was going to a house, because it was going into a paddock up to a house on top of a hill. So all those minutes that we wasted trying to find that rural number, I never know that could have made a difference to that person. Unfortunately, we did all our best to continue CPR and resuscitation on the young person, but unfortunately they passed away. But it always plays on my mind, if we had been there those few minutes earlier, because we couldn't find that rural number, it could have made a difference.